very uncomfortable. But the revolutionary MyPillow has patented fill that won't go flat and keeps your neck supported and aligned to your exact individual need. MyPillow helps you get and stay in deep sleep all night long.
Take advantage of my famous offer and get 2 MyPillow premiums for one low price. Call or go to MyPillow.com. Be sure to use the promo code and I'll give you free shipping. I invented MyPillow because I believe everyone should get a great night's sleep. I do all of my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota, and every part of MyPillow is made in the USA.
if the Trump administration is willing to continue what they've been doing so far.
Well, Anthony Ruggiero, thank you so much for sticking with us and for your insights this evening. Continue to stay with us right here on Fox News. We'll be back with more on this still developing story around North Korea.
Diamonds, 1 carat studs $5.99, 1 carat solitaires $9.90, 1 carat certified $19.90, with diamond mounting $24.90. Thousands of GIA diamonds and designer rings set while you watch. Buy direct, the Jewelry Exchange.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Robert Gray. We're following a developing story out of North Korea. A magnitude 6.3 earthquake was detected there. That earthquake, an indication of another nuclear test. North Korea's government at this moment having a press conference. The North Korean media is releasing this information. Live feed. You can see it on the screen right now. This would be the 6th nuclear test since 2006. This coming just after North Korea's leader saying that he was witnessing a hydrogen bomb being loaded onto an ICBM. Yonhap news agency is posting right now on their Twitter feed that North Korea saying it conducted an H-bomb test and it claimed to have successfully detonated a hydrogen bomb. These are the headlines coming from the Yonhap news agency right now. And again, you see that news conference going on. They're being delivered in Korean on the screen at this moment. So we're going to continue on our coverage and analysis of this developing story. Asia analyst and author of Nuclear Showdown, North Korea Takes on the World, Gordon Chang, joining us on the phone now. Gordon, thanks so much for joining us. And Gordon, obviously, Kim Jong-un coming out with what seems to be a little bit of a self-proclaimed victory lap, if you will, in the media here. What do you make of this development?
Yeah, this follows just by a few hours the release of photos by North Korean state media of Kim inspecting what they said was a H-bomb We don't know if that's actually true or not, that they have one. But if they don't have one now, they'll have one in a really short period of time, because they've been making fast progress in developing their weapons.
And Gordon, do you suspect, you do a lot of analysis around this, you've got great contacts in the area, do you suspect that maybe they're getting some outside help in making these advancements, or is this truly a homegrown potential H-bomb that they detonated?
Well, they're certainly getting help. They have been buying semi-processed fissile material, uranium hexafluoride, from Chinese sources. They've also been getting components for their nuclear weapons from the Chinese sources as well, such as vacuum pumps, valves, computers for their program. Also, the Chinese have been giving extensive help for their ballistic missile program. So, for instance, the launchers, the transporter erectors that brought the missiles that they fired on July 4th and July 28th, those are Chinese. And indeed, there is some suggestion that the Chinese have been giving the technology for North Korea's most advanced missiles. So there's a fair amount of help that has been going across the Chinese border to the weapons programs in North Korea.
Yeah, and we talk about that, and we also talk about the sanctions. Perhaps the U.S. we would anticipate, and at least based on the folks that we've had on the show this evening, that they may be asking for more stringent sanctions moving forward. Beijing's participation, it seems like it would be crucial here. Do you think that the U.S. will be able to get them to the table and to back them on that?
Well, the U.S. has the tools to get the Chinese use our overwhelming leverage over the Chinese, so the Chinese would use their overwhelming leverage over the North Koreans. But for us to do that, we would have to exercise political will. And so far, no administration has been able or willing to take those steps. So, for instance, it would be sanctioning Chinese enterprises and banks that have been involved in dangerous activities with regard to the North Koreans. And we would have to have enforcement much more effective than we've had up to now. But we have the ability to do it. The only question is whether presidents are willing to disrupt the relations with China in order to do so.
And do you think that this may be what pushes us to the neck to do that? Do you think that the Trump administration will be more willing in the face of seeing these types of tests? You know, we're hearing reports that it's 10 times more powerful than the last nuclear test there.
Well, you know, I would think so. There were reports, and I think that they were actually true, that China's Xi Jinping, after his Mar-a-Lago meeting with President Trump in early April, actually got the North Koreans to hold off from detonating this device, because the North Koreans had buried this into a tunnel at least as early as the first part of March and had not set it off. They were just waiting for a political decision from Kim Jong-un. There was some reporting from Japanese newspapers that the Chinese were leaning on the North Koreans not to test this device. The fact that the North Koreans decided to go forward is either an indication that the Chinese have lost control over the North Koreans, which I doubt, or that Beijing just told the North Koreans it didn't really care if they went forward with this test. That would seem to me, especially the latter case, would impel the Trump administration to start imposing real sanctions on Chinese banks, for instance, and also some Chinese enterprises that have been involved in selling equipment to the North Koreans. But, you know, I just don't know what the political calculus is in the administration at this moment.
Well, we may find out in the coming days. Gordon Chang, thank you so much for joining us here. We're going to take a quick break. Again, we're continuing to follow this developing story here. The Yonhap News Agency is reporting that North Korea, in a live press conference, claiming it's a successful test of an H-bomb and a hydrogen bomb there. The USGS has reported a 6.3 magnitude earthquake in North Korea that would be the largest, if it is indeed was a nuclear test, the largest one to date, the sixth one since 2006. We'll continue to follow this story. Stay with us right here on Fox News.
We believe in rock and roll. We believe in blasting it down the fairway, turning up the heat and the fun. At Del Webb, we believe in life well led, in your own beautiful, smartly designed home, in an active adult community with sushi eaters, artists, thrill seekers, and you. We believe you'll like it here.
There's nothing more important than your health. So if you're on Medicare, or will be soon, you may want more than Parts A and B. Here's why. Medicare only covers about 80% of your Part B medical expenses. The rest is up to you. You might want to consider an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like any Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan, these help pick up some of what Medicare doesn't pay. And these plans let you choose any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. You could stay with a doctor or specialist you trust, or go with someone new. You're not stuck in a network, because there aren't any. So don't wait. Call now to request your free decision guide and find the AARP Medicare Supplement Plan that works for you. There's a range to choose from, depending on your needs and your budget. Rates are competitive, and they're the only plans of their kind endorsed by AARP. Like any of these types of plans, they let you apply whenever you want. There's no enrollment window, no waiting to apply. So call now. Remember, Medicare supplement plans help cover some of what Medicare doesn't pay. You'll be able to choose any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. Whether you're on Medicare now or turning 65 soon, it's a good time to get your ducks in a row. Call to request your free decision guide now, because the time to think about tomorrow is today.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Robert Gray. A magnitude 6.3 earthquake detected in North Korea. The earthquake is apparently another indication of a nuclear test by the North Korean government. The North Korean government, in fact, now saying that they have successfully tested a hydrogen bomb there. Now, this is the sixth nuclear test apparently since 2006. Follows reports earlier that North Korea has a hydrogen bomb, and we have pictures from North Korea purporting that and loading it onto long-range ICBMs. So again, President Trump speaking with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, the two agreeing that Japan, the U.S., and South Korea must work together against an increasing threat from North Korea. We're seeing some of those pictures right now out of North Korea, apparently inspecting that hydrogen bomb and the ICBMs. We're able to bring in Greg Palcott now with us. Greg is a senior correspondent with us here at Fox News. And Greg, thanks so much for joining us. Let's jump right into it. This confirmation, North Korea claiming that they have successfully tested this H-bomb. Give us a little bit more of the details there, and also informed by your reporting on the ground in North Korea earlier this year.
That's right, Robert. Everything that we've seen in our successive visits to North Korea, including the latest just this spring, is that North Korea is determined to wage or at least assemble a successful and a potent nuclear-armed missile program, and more indications, unfortunately, today that they are continuing in that process. In just a few minutes since we last talked, two important developments have come across our monitors here. First, what you just mentioned, the claim coming on North Korean state television that that Pyongyang has staged a test of a a hydrogen nuclear device that is a much stronger device than the atomic devices that they have tested in the past. And South Korean military now saying that the test was 10 times stronger than the last test that North Korea had been involved with last year. Again, it is a seismic reading. It is so far just an earthquake, but an earthquake which, according to South Korea and Japanese governments who have been analyzing it all day, do indicate an explosion. And the size of it, Robert, does indicate that they have substantially increased their ability to detonate one of these things 10 times bigger than the last test of apparently a nuclear device, which occurred later last year by North Korea, Robert.
Yeah, it was just about a
is all about
of the missiles. Yeah. Of the missiles. Yeah.